Stejko, aj krti šánmi.
Počekte mu, neboj!
Kaj? Poď dopredu.
Aj vzdušný hokej, alebo vyskúšať si, aké je to byť brankárom. Dáme si krátku 10.
Hey, boys.
Back here in Kosice, Slovakia, day 3 of the 2019 World Hockey Championship has 2 teams coming off losses facing each other as the United States plays France. The referees are from Sweden and Belarus. And Captain Patrick Kane for Team USA and Damien Fleury, his French counterpart, the traditional exchange prior to the game. We always wonder what happens to those pennants afterwards. There must be a storeroom full of them somewhere.
Maybe they just trade them onto the net. I don't know, but you get one all the time, and it is tradition.
USA lost 4-1 to Slovakia in its opener. A tough loss for Jeff Blashill and company. Boy, the French under Philippe Bozon really felt they deserved a better fate against Denmark. Had a 4-2 lead in the third period, lost 5-4 in a shootout, squandering some valuable points in the race for quarterfinal spots. The top 4 teams in each 8-team group go on to the quarters. And you mentioned in the opening, Ray, that Dylan Larkin has new line mates, Alex DeBrincat and Patrick Kane. American goaltender is 23-year-old Thatcher Demko from San Diego, California. Spent some time with the Vancouver Canucks this year, played 9 games for them. And meantime, in goal for the French, it's 27-year-old Sebastian Ylonen. His dad, Pentry, was a Finn who moved to France and played most of his career there. In fact, became a French citizen and played for them in 5 World Championships and 2 Olympics. Another good crowd here today. 3 games on tap today. Later, Denmark plays Germany, and tonight, Canada will face Great Britain. Last meeting was in 2016 at the World Championship, and the United States won that 4-0. That was a game, again, we talked about, Ray, where the United States got frustrated a bit, couldn't break through early on. As Larkin knocks that down for DeBrincat across to Kane. Patrick Kane shoots, and Ylonen knocks that away.
You'd expect the U.S. to be pretty aggressive early here, try and get themselves on the board. And a French team that played yesterday are going to have to shorten the game down bit by bit if they're going to be able to be in it. Bit of rough stuff right off the top there as Texier, the 19-year-old who played in Columbus, gets tied up with Alex Martinez a little bit.
Well, we've seen the French the last few years. They can be a chippy team. Philippe Bozon, first year as the coach of their national team.
Yeah, but Antoine Roussel's not here.
True. Good point by you.
He comes over here and he is, well, he's the same in the NHL really, but he is a pest from the very beginning. They miss him a lot.
Centering pass for Jack Eichel, rings that off the outside of the post.
He was at no angle. He was just trying to slide it in.
And now Damien Fleury back the other way, gets thrown down by Brady Shea. Timothy Bozon, the coach's son, whacks at that. Philippe Bozon, the first French-trained player to play in the National Hockey League, had a good NHL career, primarily with St. Louis. As Joaquin has Kreider, and Chris Kreider put that wide. Bozon coached the French junior team a couple of times, but takes over from Dave Henderson, who coached the national team for the last 14 years. Jack Eichel centers that, and Adam Fox keeps it alive for Team USA, trying to find Johnny Gaudreau. And now loose in the corner, and battling for it is Clayton Keller. Jackasville turns that over to Jack Hughes. He got knocked down from behind by Nicholas Ritz. And now Jack Hughes, a quick shot, and Yolonen makes a stop on that. Van Riemsdyk back to Quinn Hughes. Swings it across to Fox. And Hughes winds his way in, peels back. Quinn Hughes shoots. That was blocked in front by Ritz.
And I was thinking James Van Riemsdyk must feel like he's 100 years old on the ice with these guys. Keller, Quinn and Jack Hughes and Adam Fox.
Van Riemsdyk is just 30.
And it goes fast.
Keller drops it off to Quinn Hughes. In shoots. That ramps off the stick of Thierry. Up and out of play.
Part of the young hope in Vancouver is Quinn Hughes, the 7th pick of the draft a couple of years ago. His mobility welcome on the blue line in Vancouver. Jack Eichel's going to have a great chance, but he's got no angle. He's just trying to slide it in to the crease. Maybe he can catch the far post, but he doesn't really shoot it very hard. You see he's now below the goal line and nowhere to go with the puck. Eichel career highs in goals, assists, and points, and sometimes you just run out of real estate.
Noah Hannafin feeds that across to Colin White. And Christian Wolanin, who draws into the U.S. lineup, shoots that, and Wolanin didn't play in the game against Slovakia, the Ottawa Senators defenseman. And Hannafin goes back to pick it up. Loose at center ice, and LeClaire lost it. Here's Hannafin across to White. And DeBrincat jumps it across the line. DeBrincat shoots that in deep, trying to find Larkin. He got tied up. And now Keane brings it back around. Thierry fires that back down to the American zone, and Demko out to play it. Vancouver Canuck fans with lots to watch today. We've got Quinn Hughes on defense, Thatcher Demko in goal. That's 2 foundation pieces for Vancouver.
Well, they just signed Demko to a 2-year extension off his entry-level contract. And you mentioned Gordy played 9 games in Vancouver towards the back half of the year.
That pass broken up by Bozon. Bozon centers it, Claro in, shoots, and a pad save by Demko. Great chance for France there. Now Fleury back with it. Goes right through the crease, and down goes Quinn Hughes, and a penalty coming to France. It'll be a high sticking call on Damien Fleury. Johnny Gaudreau, rather, who goes down, pardon me.
After a couple close calls around the United States net, Fleury is going to reach for this loose puck when Gaudreau takes it, and he catches him in the face just below the visor. Alex Martinez whiffs on the puck. He's trying to clear it out. And Bozon, who had a couple assists in the opener, finds Valentin Claro wide open in front of the net. Claro, who had a goal and an assist in the opener, a great chance. And Demko in the butterfly flashes out the left leg to make the stop. The U.S. power play, which was 1 for 2, a DeBrincat goal in game 1, will get the game's first chance here.
Suter for Kane, Patrick Kane. Winds it back to Suter. To Kane with Van Riemsdyk parked in front. Kane shoots, and Yolonen makes the glove save.
A little bit different look here. It's the United States gets set up. I mean, of course, the puck's going to always go through Patrick Kane's hands. But in the first game, they had DeBrincat sitting in the high slot. This time, he was out on the top of the left circle. Eichel in the middle of the ice.
Back at the point, DeBrincat across to Suter. And Suter sets it up for Keane to the goal mouth to Van Riemsdyk. Back across, they score! DeBrincat again with a power play. And it's 1-0 USA.
41 goals in the regular season for Alex DeBrincat. after a 28-goal rookie season. He scored on the power play in game 1 from the slot. I just talked about how they changed the alignment. Eichel's in the middle. Look at DeBrincat. Squeaked down on the backside, and the defenseman in front of the net, Olivier Damalka, is stuck neither here nor there. He's right in front of the net. He has to take that backdoor pass away. There's no chance for Ylonen on it. It's a terrific pass right across the goal crease. And DeBrincat's got 2 power play goals in 2 games.
Second round pick by Chicago, who had 3 consecutive 50-goal years with Erie of the Ontario League. He was drafted with a second round pick Chicago got from Montreal in the Andrew Shaw deal. He has scored literally everywhere he's been.
Really sweet feed from Van Riemsdyk on the goal line, and the U.S. has the early lead.
I would guess, Ray, that you can identify with DeBrincat, a guy who his entire career, it seems like, has been underestimated.
Doesn't matter what you do, somebody's always going to tell you you're too small. And the funny thing is, you didn't just get small. You know, you've always been small and you've always scored, yet nobody really trusts that you're going to be able to do it at the next level. And what DeBrincat's doing by scoring at the size he is, after what Patrick Kane did 10 years before, is people believe, well, maybe a small guy can do it. The problem is, Gord, people put every small guy in the same box, and they're all different. Just like every big guy is different too. So when you're a small guy, you're like, well, the hell with everybody else, I can still do this. And DeBrincat's shown that, and he helps the guys behind him because now teams have more trust that a smaller guy can score in today's game.
And you saw Johnny Gaudreau a moment ago, who's experienced the same thing. Hand pass called, play called, and the face-off will come outside.
Well, we mentioned Cole Caulfield, who will be a high draft pick of this year in June. And Caulfield's a small guy who shattered every goal-scoring record at the development team, United States development team, where a lot of these players have come through in the past. And so he's actually benefiting from the success of DeBrincat. Funny, not too long ago there were question marks. Now DeBrincat's being held up as an example
right.
of what can be.
Puck moves in the corner, knocked down by Glendening. Feeds that back at the point and fed across to Fox. Adam Fox, a long shot, and Ylonen slides across and makes the save on the deflection.
Glendening and Monavian getting squared up here after a collision behind the net. Monavian, who is a pretty big dude at 215 pounds, he plays with quite an edge. His 54th World Championship game. He's not going to back away from too much. And when Adam Fox's shot is tipped by Derek Ryan, stopped by Ylonen, you'll see Monavian come from the backside. He's going to get to Glendening, and then he's going to try to clear him out of there. Does a pretty good job of it. Glendening's going to push back.
12th straight year for France in the top division of the World Championship. Best finish in that time is 8th. Now brought up by Sacha Trail. His brother is now an assistant coach with his French team under Philippe Bozon.
His first year as a coach. Bozon brought him in.
In comes Larkin, 2-on-1 with Keller. That was broken up neatly by Bozon. And now icing called against France.
Even early on, you see the difference in quickness that Philippe Bozon's team is going to have to deal with. They don't go as fast, the puck doesn't move as quickly, so they can't turn it over. Now, Bozon played 144 National Hockey League games and played in 4 Olympics. Been a long-time member, as you mentioned, Gord, of the federation here with the French, and as an ambassador, as a coach, and now taking over the national team.
I'm going to say this with all due respect to his predecessor, but Philippe Bozon brings much more style behind the bench than Dave Henderson did. Henderson, the untied tie, the askew glasses, always had that grumpy look on it, and a great guy. Dave Henderson, a terrific guy. Bozon cuts a much more suave figure behind the bench than Henderson did.
You know what is cool about, for me anyway, looking at the World Championships, and you mentioned Dave Henderson, who for 14 years coached the national team. You look at some of the other countries, not the NHL guys that we know so well, but the life that people carve out of the game of hockey is it's such a very winding road, and you see players that have played in 5 different countries. Dave Henderson came over to France as a player and then ended up playing a long career in 14 years as the head coach of the national team as well.
Is now retired and living in the north of France. Martinez, a shot, rebound, score! Frank Vetrano parked in front, and it's 2-0 USA.
Another face-off win, which the U.S. will dominate today, the face-off circle. They win it in the offensive zone. Eichel cleans out the draw, and a simple point shot from Martinez. Vetrano takes the rebound, and before Ylonen can catch up to it, as the puck gets stopped out in the high slot, Vetrano, who's had his first 20-goal year this year in the NHL, 24 goals in Florida, spins and beats Ylonen on the ice, and the U.S. has a 2-0 lead less than 6 minutes in.
So Vetrano has his first of this World Championship. Scored 3 times in 10 games in his previous appearance in the 2016 World. Vetrano played sparingly in the first American game against the Slovaks.
Eichel and Martinez will get assists. Eichel tipped the shot in the high slot. The rebound gets to Vetrano, and it's 2-0.
Now walking into Brinkett, moves it and shoots, scores! Alex DeBrincat strikes, and it's 3-0 Team USA. He's got his second.
.26 seconds apart. And I'm afraid this might be a frequent refrain. The U.S. 3 times on the board here in 6 minutes and 4 seconds. Alex DeBrincat's got 3 goals in the tournament. He blocks the shot and then gets to the puck first, and this is a perfectly placed shot. Really the new place to shoot on goaltenders when they go down with their gloves out. It used to be up under the bar. Now it's over the pad and beyond the glove. They can't quite get everything covered. They're thinking you're going up top. And the U.S. has a 3-0 lead on a pair from DeBrincat and 1 from Vetrano.
Only 11 players in the NHL have scored 40 or more goals this year. DeBrincat was one of them. A tremendous year in Chicago. Larkin feeds it back, and DeBrincat taps that wide. Off the end boards is Quinn Hughes. Pivots back on Leclerc. DeBrincat. Back to Quinn Hughes, winds and shoots. That's blocked by Leclerc. And now Leclerc goes in on Quinn Hughes as the French make a change.
Gord, you were talking earlier how France thought they could have had a better fate yesterday against Denmark, and that's why those points are so valuable that they gave up. They get the 1 point yesterday, but they were not very far away from 3. That goes a long way to pushing you into the quarterfinals.
Right, you miss by 1 or 2 points, and there's your difference, right?
Because they're games like this that are going to be a massive uphill climb.
They'll play Germany on Tuesday. Hockey in France has come a long way, though. For the last decade or so, it's a full-time living now to play in the French Professional League. And not a bad one either.
It didn't used to be like that. Of course, there's now a couple of teams that have a pretty good payroll that they become the perennial powers of because of it.
Andrew Anning leads the league in payroll. And not far behind them, you've got the league champions from Grenoble. Knocked down and center ice by Van Riemsdyk, who was trying to poke that ahead to Keller. And in comes Jack Hughes. Hughes feeds it across to Van Riemsdyk. Van Riemsdyk, little backdoor pass. Ryan Suter in, shoots, and Ylonen makes the stop. Florian Hardy is the #1 French goaltender. And Jack Hughes works in, and the puck just rolled off his stick. He gathers it back up. Hughes tries to poke that back. He takes a hard shot there from Texier.
Texier made an immediate impact on John Tortorella and the Columbus Blue Jackets when he got to North America this year. He played the year in the Finnish Elite League, got 5 goals in 7 games in the American League once his season was over, and then they threw him right in the lineup. Scored in one of his first 2 NHL games and then played 8 playoff games as well.
In comes Vetrano with it now, along with Ryan. Team USA will take on Finland tomorrow.
Stingy Finns.
Yeah.
At it again. Doesn't seem to matter who they put out there, does it? Check, check, check. No space. They're gritty and tough.
Colin White drops that back. That was knocked away by Hekafev.
They're 2-0 in the tournament.
Vetrano swings that back for Willanen. And Fleury has it back for France. And the puck bounces off the glass and out of play. 11:21 to go in the first period. Team USA with a 3-0 lead. Alex DeBrincat as a couple, and Team USA a 3-0 lead here in the first period against France at the 2019 World Hockey Championship. Thomas Thierry swings back for it. Now played around to Eichel. Jack Eichel peels back in the corner, and Eichel lifts that back for Fox. Back to Eichel. He finds Hughes, Quinn Hughes. Spins it and shoots. That's tipped high and wide in front by Kreider. Now Chris Kreider lays that around. Centering pass just missed there from Eichel. Now Kreider back down to Eichel. Leaves it there for Gaudreau. And Kreider back with it. Eichel trying to kick that free. Perret. For Bertrand. That's picked off by Kreider. Ahead to Eichel. Gaudreau was alone in front. Here's Fox with it. And the puck got away from Quinn Hughes. In comes Hughes for DeBrincat. Drops that back to Fox. And Patrick Kane quickly on that loose puck. Kane drops it back to DeBrincat, fan on the one-timer. And Leclerc has it back for France. Brought in by Manovion. His centering pass was knocked away. And Fox lays that ahead for Kane. He's got DeBrincat with him. Malka stepped into Kane. And Leclerc knocks it loose for France. Brady Shea fires that back in. Manovion has it back. And the lead pass goes to DeBrincat. Malka plays it back to center. And Hanifin for Shea. Texier leaves it there. And Janelle's long lead pass was broken up at center ice by Keller. And Jack Hughes jumps over the boards for Team USA. And Texier collide at center ice. And play is called in the American zone as Texier and Shea banked it over the glass. You're watching the 2019 Worlds from Košice, Slovakia. 9:03 to go here in the first period. Jack Hughes for the face-off for Team USA. You might be wondering why Jack Hughes has to wear a full face shield and Capo Kakko from Finland doesn't. They're both born in 2001. Kakko has already turned 18. Hughes turns 18 on Tuesday.
So he can take the...
I don't know, but if you start the tournament with one on, I'm not sure if you can change, but he will be 18 years old, so.
You know what's interesting is he would never have played a game
as Jack Hughes tapped that just wide
without his cage on.
Right.
Like that, there is certainly an adjustment when all of a sudden you don't have the windshield on anymore.
Not sure this would be the place to do it. Van Riemsdyk winds and shoots. He put that just wide. Ylonen kicks that away.
You might as well leave it on and take it off in the summer.
Bozon lost the puck now to Hughes. In comes Jack Hughes with Keller. They crisscross. Keller moves in. Couldn't get a shot away. Throws it off the pad there of Ylonen. And now Claro back with it. French hockey has made pretty big strides in recent years. You see the likes of Roussel and now Texier and, of course, Pierre-Edouard Bellemare, longtime French national player who was injured playing for Vegas in the playoffs and is not here.
Yeah, he was injured in Game 6, missed that Game 7 loss. It's not hard to think that he might have made a difference in that third period when they had to kill that major penalty. Right. That's one of their best penalty killers, Bellemare, and he wasn't available. And one of their other penalty killers, Cody Eakin, was sitting in the dressing room. How about the Sharks since then?
It's amazing when you think about it. You're down 3-0 in the third period of Game 7, and here you are now, up 1-0 in the conference final. Centering pass for Ryan, knocked away as Ryan Suter has it. And now Adam Fox. Down to Ryan. Here's Manalvion with it. Glenn Henning stepped into him as they collide again. French did qualify, Ray, for the top group at the under-18s last year. They got relegated, but it's the first time they'd ever been in the top group of the under-18s. They've been in the World Junior once. That was back in 2002. They qualified with a 19-year-old goaltender who had dual citizenship between Canada and France. He aged out, and they got destroyed in the 02 World Juniors.
Say those under-18, if you can qualify there, it's such good news for your program going forward because they become the core of whatever it is moving ahead. I like it when you start seeing some 20 and 21-year-old players make these teams because that's the next wave of their development.
Texier's 20. He'll be a regular for Columbus next year, it looks like. That pass is picked off by Eichel. In comes Jack Eichel, a quick shot that goes wide. And Hughes swings back to pick it up. Eichel works it and shoots. And Ylonen makes the stop. 5:46 to go here in the first period. Back here in Kosice, Slovakia on day 3 of the World Hockey Championship. Gord Miller, Ray Ferraro, TSN production crew here. Also games going on in Bratislava. The Russians have a 1-0 lead on Austria. Evgeny Dodonov has scored a power play goal from Nikita Kucherov and Nikita Gusev for what feels like the 15th time in the tournament, but isn't. They'll do that a time or two, though.
They will. Gusev was in the middle of that play too. He signed and had a little taste over in Vegas at the end of the year. Nikita Gusev, a talented right-handed shot.
Can you imagine the culture shock of a player going from playing in the KHL to going to Vegas?
There's a lot of places going to Vegas is a culture shock.
Right. Going from Cleveland could be a bit of an adjustment. Friendship made some inroads on the NHL. We talked about some of the regulars they have. And should the United States extend this lead, I have a dandy trivia question for you. We do trivia at 6 goals. A real good one for you about French hockey.
I think I should probably get to the study material now.
You like the chances?
I do.
Leclerc moves in and shoots. Kicked out by Demko. Coaches talk about this all the time, though, in this tournament, Ray, that when you play a game like this, it's important not to lose your structure. Important not to get loose, right?
Yeah, the back half of the game usually gets pretty sloppy because you've controlled the puck most of the time, and everybody likes goals, so they're trying to go get them, and sometimes that leads to some pretty sloppy play.
Down Malka back at the point. Plays it across to Manomion. That long shot knocked down by Demko. He'll hang on. And for players from France, we've seen a number of them signed on this tournament. Hero Edward Belmar was one.
Johan Avitu was another who's played a couple of years, and Avitu has been injured, or he's not here, and he would be their best defenseman if he were here.
Belmar's had a good NHL career. Excellent penalty killer. Wears a letter for Vegas.
Out of this tournament, signed in Philadelphia till he was picked in the expansion draft.
Dom Malka drops it back to Bozon. He bobbled it for a moment. Now brings it back out. Bozon played 4 years of junior in the Western Hockey League for Kamloops and Kootenay. A couple of years in the American League. He was drafted in the 3rd round by Montreal. Martinez sends it back to Van Riemsdyk. Throws it back for Keller. That pass misfired.
It's really quite remarkable that Bozon is playing. He was stricken with meningitis and was in a coma, an induced coma for a while. He had to relearn to walk and then to skate, and that was just some 6 months after signing a contract with the Canadiens after being drafted. His father and mom, of course, headed over as quickly as they could. After a game, he wasn't feeling well, and just a horrifying thought, actually.
Suter rings it around. Saakashvili had that roll off his stick to Glendening. And Glendening picks up the loose puck. Bangs that back to Suter. That wrist shot taken up high by Ylonen. And Bertrand knocks it down for France. Danil leans on Colin White. And White tries to poke that free. The United States and Canada, by the way, will close out the round robin against each other a week from Tuesday. Saakashvili being shadowed there by White. Plays it around for Gallet. And Trail leaves that back to Gallet. Texier up for Trail. Plays it back around. Hannafin knocks that down. Eichel's got Gaudreau streaking ahead, but goes the other way, and Trail got a stick on that. Martinez for Kreider. And Gallet back with it. Alec Martinez of the LA Kings. Out for Johnny Gaudreau. Up ahead for DeBrincat, moves it and shoots. That goes over the glass and out of play.
Lots of open ice in the middle for the U.S. They've been able to move the puck side to side and keep their speed. The French just haven't found a way to get control of the puck and hold it. It's just been a few brief little spurts where Demko's made a couple of saves, but for the most part, the play has been right in this end of the ice.
Shots are 11-4 in favor of the United States. There's Dylan Larkin playing in his 5th consecutive World Championship for Team USA. Of course, the United States lost one of its really cornerstone gentlemen in Jim Johansson right before the Olympics last year. And Larkin, with a number of fellow USA players, organized a benefit game in Detroit that was terrific. Quinn Hughes drops it back to Adam Fox, shoots, Ylonen makes the stop, the puck's still loose. Johansson will be honored at the IIHF Hall of Fame ceremonies this year with the Paul Loik Award for outstanding service to the IIHF. As the French ice the puck with 2 to go in the first period.
A goal in the first game on the power play, a goal from a different setup on the power play here in game 2. JBR across to DeBrincat, then after blocking a shot, shorthand or unassisted, he goes down the ice and beats Sebastian Ylonen on the glove side, and it's been a pretty sweet start to the tournament for DeBrincat.
Island drops that back to Shea, a long shot. Ylonen made the save through the traffic. And Clairo back the other way for France to Fleury. Fleury drops it back. Jack Hughes knocked that away. And the centering pass bounced away from Bozon. U.S. breaks in 3-on-2. Jack Hughes swings it back across, and that pass is broken up by Manavion. Brady Shea up for Hughes. This puck for Keller, works back in, shoots, and Ylonen makes a great stop in tight there.
A tough save. Good move by Clayton Keller.
Coton comes in now for France. Chipped up by Vetrano, has a goal for Team USA, and Keller drops it back for Wolanin. And Ylonen gloves that in the final minute of the first period. Didio Balsamo plays that back to center ice. And Ryan back for Team USA. Derek Ryan, the Calgary Flames, plays that down to Glendening. Shakishvili laying the stick on Ryan. And Texier has it back for France. Reck fires that down. Demko knocks it away. And Gallet got flattened there by Glendening. Suter ahead for Fox. Adam Fox gains center ice and fires that down. And in the final seconds of the period, in comes Eichel with a rolling puck in behind the goal. Eckerfeld plays that away. And time expires here at the end of the first period. And the United States has a 3-0 lead after the opening 20 minutes at the 2019 World Hockey Championship.
Shots on goal in the first period. France 4, USA 14. Strelina do drugiej trzecinie. Francusko 4, USA 14. In Bratislava, the score between Russia and Austria is 1-0. Bratislava jest rozpoczęcia między Ruską a Rakousko 1-0.
Demko back at the U.S. goal, faced just 4 shots in that first period, went about 10 minutes without one. Demko played in the World Junior twice for Team USA and is back at the World Championship for the second time. Didn't play in 2016, he was the third goaltender. And Sebastian Ylonen faced a lot of tough chances from Team USA. Played in Finland a year ago, then returned to France this year.
Played 32 minutes in the World Championship last year against the Czechs. He gave up 1 goal on 23 shots and is well on his way to that.
Whenever you talk about the French having success here at this tournament, beat the Russians a few years ago, always goaltending. Cristobal Huet, Florian Hardy.
Cristobal Huet was the backbone of this team for well over a decade. As he got older, it was always interesting to watch them, how they would use him throughout the tournament.
Right, very sparingly.
until the games that they needed to have, games they felt they had a real chance at it, in it was UA. And
well, the funny thing is they threw in Hardy against the Russians in 2016, I think it was.
And he won.
He won.
What strategy?
He threw him to the Wolves, and he ate the Wolves. Larkin in on it. And Malka plays it out. Malka, by the way, scored a goal from center ice against Denmark. On Sebastian Dam, the Danish goaltender, who probably said that after it went in. And that puck bounced into the American bench and play is called.
A little bit of a plodding start to this first period, or this first minute of the second period. 4 minutes into the first, Alex DeBrincat was on the board on the power play, and Jeff Blashill has got 3 goals from his team in that first period after a frustrating 4-1 loss to Slovakia on the opening night of the tournament.
Gaudreau lost the puck to Bozon. Swings that rink wide. And that shot taken by Florian Shakashvili is kicked away. Gaudreau takes the lead pass, moves in on Thierry. And Gaudreau a rink wide pass to Brady Shea. Talking to the French broadcasters who asked about pronunciations of U.S. names. The pronunciation of Shea based on that spelling drew some quizzical looks. In comes Fleury, in alone, Damien Fleury shoots and Demko turns him away, rebound, and Bozon couldn't poke that home. I go back the other way for Team USA. Tries to center that for Kreider, so Demko left alone for much of the first period, suddenly has to stop a partial breakaway here in the early moments of the second. Gaudreau, centering pass for Eichel, he tapped that wide. Now the centering pass for Jack Hughes, just missed. Quinn Hughes holds, but it bounced away from him. 2-on-1 now for France. Bertrand moves in, shoots at the goalpost. Rang that right off the inside of the pipe. Bertrand fires again. Demko makes the stop. Rebound. Oh, what a pad stop by Demko.
Bertrand has 3 grade A chances in 5 seconds.
And now it's the puck behind the net. Spins it back out and shoots. Demko makes another save. And Perret bangs away at it. He couldn't find the net. Wow.
Oh, what a shift for Charles Bertrand. So after a spectator-type first period, the start of the second much different for Thatcher Demko.
Jack Hughes moves that ahead for Keller. By the way, Jack Hughes can remove the visor on Tuesday when he turns 18, and we understand he probably will. The full cage, that is.
He has to wear a visor.
Yes.
You can't go right back to the old days, but you can't ditch the bird cage.
And as you mentioned, that'll be the first time he's ever played without a full cage.
That will feel different. Like when you get around the traffic, it will just feel different for you the first couple times. It's like when your helmet gets knocked off and you get into where there's a crowd, it doesn't feel very good. You're just uncertain.
In comes Reck with a shot. Demko the save on that, and he'll hang on.
Well, after Damien Fleury was turned aside on a 2-on-1, it was Charles Bertrand who was the player of note. A perfect shot, but it hits the goalpost. Really great release. The puck comes back to him. He tries to go to 5-hole. So now he got the rebound. He's going to try and go up over top. Demko stretches out his 6'4" frame to make the stop. Here's the chance on Fleury earlier on. Fleury tries to go up over the shoulder. And Demko, who, when he's in his butterfly, is still covering up most of the top of the net, is able to get an upper arm on that.
Demko was named the top goaltender in the NCAA in 2016. Spent most of this year in Utica of the American Hockey League.
He got called up in the second half of the year and really didn't play very much, as Jacob Markstrom was playing most of the time, but he felt that he was done in the American League, and the Canucks felt so too. And when they called him up, he got hurt right away, and it ended up in a bit of a mess in the Vancouver crease for a while.
Fleury centers it, just missed Texier with that pass, and Kane has it back. Brought in by Larkin, Dylan Larkin. Long shot, and Ylonen makes the stop on that.
And just to finish up that story, so Demko got hurt right around the same time. Richard Bachman tore his Achilles tendon, so they didn't have anybody else in the minors. They were looking around for another goaltender. They picked up Mike McKenna in a trade for Anders Nilsson. They thought they could get him through on waivers, but he got claimed by Philly. It was like a goaltending carousel for a while until Demko got back healthy.
Rex centers it. That pass just missed Sasha Trail. And now to Brinkett. Feeds it ahead for Kane. He's got Larkin jumping in. In comes Patrick Kane. Kane in front for Larkin. Couldn't knock that out of midair. And down Malka. Chips that down to the French, to the American zone. Out of Demko. Leaves it there for Brady Shea. Lead pass for Kane. And Ritz stepped into him. Hekafev up to Ritz. Perret back with it. This is our 5th World Championship, right? The name Hekafev is finally, I think we've got it.
Oh, I like that name. That one came easily. That and Shakasvili. I don't know why. There's a couple others that I'm 5 years in and I'm still boxing around a little bit.
Demko pounces on that loose puck.
Yeah, much better period, or start to the period anyway, right, for Philippe Bozon's team. They've been more aggressive, and I always find the underdog teams, when they start, in a lot of cases, they're so intimidated by the skill of their heavyweight that they sit back. It's like they don't want to handle the puck. Nobody wants to make a play. This period, they look like a team. They get the puck, they move it, they skate, they try to create something.
Off the draw. LA drops it back, and the line held for the moment. Hekafev in, shoots. He fired that just wide. Now Valier has to swing back and pick up the loose puck. Big collision in the corner. Valier taken down by White. And Colin White's lost his stick. Fired down by Glendening. And Ylonen makes the stop.
Colin White had a pretty successful year in Ottawa, his first full year with the Senators, at 14 goals. Got banged up a little bit midway through the season. Oof, he went right through Gallet on the boards as Gallet tried to spin and turn up. No, my mistake, Valier on the boards, and pretty solid play by Colin White.
Off the draw, that shot by Gaudreau. He's stopped by Ylonen. Johnny Gaudreau scored once in the last 14 regular season playoff games for Calgary. Had 1 assist in the playoff loss to Colorado. So it's been a while since he's had his arms over his head.
Remember that last game, Game 5.
Oh.
He had 3 breakaways, including a penalty shot in the first period against Colorado.
And had 1 disallowed.
Right. Man, when it goes bad, it goes bad. Lots didn't go so well for the Flames in that series.
Fleury back with it.
100 points, and all of a sudden in 10 days you're out.
A lot of that going around. Monalvion shoots, that deflects high. Took a funny bounce off the stanchion right to Bozon, and Demko swatted that away. That came right back towards the American net. Puck at center ice is knocked down by Van Riemsdyk. In comes James Van Riemsdyk. A poke check from behind by Trail. And now Rek has it back. One thing about the French, they don't often get blown out at the World Championship. You don't see a lot of 9-0, 10-0 scores against them. And now 3-0 here in the second period against Team USA. Patrick Kane fans in the building. Talk to fans from here in Europe who love the NHL, and man, it's a struggle to watch games regularly that start at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. You see lots of NHL gear around. Toronto back for Suter, shoots, that's kicked away. Finnish fans were telling us the other day they're hoping Capo Kakko gets drafted by a West Coast team and just get up early and watch the game at 4 a.m.
It's probably not going to happen.
Looks like I don't think he's getting by the Rangers. Bertrand lays that wide of the goal, and slapping at that is Guillaume Leclerc. Ray Shero, the GM of the Devils, is here. They have the number 1 pick of the draft, almost certain to be Jack Hughes. Number 2 pick goes to New York.
And Chris Drury is here, part of the U.S. management team as well from the Rangers.
The puck skips off the glass, up and out. Chicago has the 3rd pick. Stan Bowman, the GM of the Blackhawks, will arrive next week.
Well, the draft will get interesting starting at 3. And then that becomes the place this year, it looks like, where there's various ways the draft could tentacle out.
Jeff Blashill's Detroit Red Wings have the 6th pick in the draft. There's a massive wild card in this year's draft. Vasily Podkolzin, as the puck looks for DeBrincat, hits the goalpost. That close to a hat trick for Alex DeBrincat. Quinn Hughes feeds across to Fox. Adam Fox works in. Centers it. Patrick Kane a chance. Ylonen 2 in tight saves on Patrick Kane. Now Perez sends that down for France. Valier chipped it across, but Fox picked that off. And now Kane has it back. Adam Fox signed with the Rangers at the end of his college season after being traded there. His rights traded there by the Carolina Hurricanes. Quinn Hughes, rink wide. Finds Larkin, throws it back in front. Couldn't find Kane with that pass, and the French clear it out. And that'll be an icing call against France with 10:46 to go in the second.
Alex DeBrincat had 2 goals in the first period on 2 shots. This is off the pipe, so it won't count as a shot. His shooting is perfect. Kane steals the puck, and DeBrincat's got time to set it up. Clank off the right goal post, and then Patrick Kane is going to be on the receiving end of this really nice feed from Adam Fox. Stopped once, and then the rebound nicely tracked by Ylonen and turned aside. 18 saves on 21 shots for Ylonen here in the first half of the game.
Meanwhile, in Bratislava, it's still 1-0 Russia on Austria. The Russians didn't have a shot in the first 10 minutes of the second period.
Sometimes it's amazing how a team as talented as the Russians can just evaporate for stretches of a game. You know, we're not watching the game, obviously, we're watching this game, but we've seen that story with them years after years after years, where they'll control the puck, control the play, and then all of a sudden take a nap for 10 minutes.
Fleury lays that up for Bozon. Back to Fleury, bounced away, and Gaudreau has it back with Eichel. Johnny Gaudreau works his way in. Poke check there. On a good defensive play by Thierry. Claro. Up ahead for Bozon. And Claro plays that around for Fleury. Bouncing puck moves right in front. Demko gets the pad down on Bozon. And now Gaudreau has it back for Team USA. Fleury, the French captain, plays that around. Hanifin, lead pass for Jack Hughes. In comes Hughes, and Thierry stayed with him. Only the 1 power play in the game so far. U.S. scored on it. Beck plays it around for Texier. Alex Texier works across the top. That pass picked off by Van Riemsdyk, and away comes James Van Riemsdyk. In behind Gallet, shoots, and he fired it wide. Breakaway's not necessarily JVR's thing. Keller across to Suter, and I say that with all due respect. Hughes throws it back in front, went off a skate, missed Keller. And Gallet pokes it ahead. Betrayal.
Yeah, he wasn't going to break away from anyone. Unfortunately, Jack Hughes was about 3 feet behind him. That would have been the guy to take it, and JVR would have ended up with a scoring chance out of it.
Janil centers that. Demko knocks it away. Van Riemsdyk back with Keller and Hughes again. And only the change is Van Riemsdyk lays that in deep. Perret moves it and shoots it. Rattles off a stick and wide. Kane waiting for it. The MVP of last year's World Championship across to Wolanin. He passed for Larkin, waiting at the far blue line, crisscrossing with DeBrincat. And DeBrincat can't quite hold the line, as the U.S. has the tag up. Now Malka, another shot from center ice goes wide. Bertrand. Lost the puck, and now Kane back the other way. Patrick Kane steams in, little backhand shot, stopped in tight by Ylonen, and look out. That puck was rocketing into the U.S. bench. Good scoring chances both ways, but nothing so far in the second period. Still 3-0 USA. Patrick Kane, the native of Buffalo, New York, has a long and distinguished career with USA Hockey. Played in the World Junior, in the World Championship for the third time, played in the World Cup, and twice in the Olympic Games. That's just an international career, not to mention the National Hockey League, a 3-time Stanley Cup champion, MVP of the league, leading scorer, and someday a Hall of Famer. Gaudreau trying to throw that back in front. That was blocked on a good defensive play by Thierry. That seemed to shake Thierry up, and now Eichel knocks it down to Gaudreau. Oh, Gaudreau, what a movement behind that. It trickles back in front. Kreiner couldn't reach it, and Ylonen pounced on that.
Patrick Kane's muttering to himself. He can't believe the way that this period has gone for him. Chance after chance, including this net drive. He wants to go to the backhand, turned aside by Ylonen after Adam Fox had set Kane up for 2 chances. Give me a new stick. Try something else. 44 goals on the regular season for Kane. 110 points.
In his 12th NHL season, he's 30. Man, it goes fast, doesn't it?
It is. It's not hard to think back to his first year in the league, when he and Jonathan Taves came in at the same time for the Blackhawks, and here you are a dozen years later.
He played junior in London, and his line, Kane, Sam Gagner, Sergei Gostitsyn, tore the Ontario Hockey League apart. They scored 137 goals that year between the 3 of them. Here's Quinn Hughes with it. Hughes winds his way in on Manavion. Feeds it back in. Score! Colin White on the feed from Quinn Hughes. And the U.S. has a 4-0 lead.
The French had their chances earlier in the period, but of late, the U.S. starting to carry the play and 5 or 6 really good chances. Quinn Hughes has some open ice, and this is what he can do so well. He'll hold the puck once he gets in on the entry. He goes back behind the net, and he's looking for an outlet. At no point here is Quinn thinking shot. He's looking for somewhere to go with the puck, and he finds the lane out front, and Colin White sticks it in the top of the net. A gorgeous rush and feed. Nice finish for Colin White, and the U.S. is up 4-0.
Shea goes back for the rolling puck. Colin White, the native of Hanover, Massachusetts, has the latest American goal. 10 states represented on this American World Championship team, including Florida and California. The Hughes brothers grew up in Florida. And goaltender Thatcher Demko is from San Diego. It's not just Michigan, Massachusetts,
Minnesota
anymore. It's all over the place. Bertrand winds and shoots, kicked out by Demko. Loose puck in front, that's skipped away from Texier. Texier back with it. And Bertrand wheels back in the corner, shovels that towards the goal, hit the side of the net.
Oh, he's had a good period.
Failed, back for the loose puck. Up ahead for Bertrand. Moves in and shoots. That was blocked by Suter. And now DeBrincat finds Kane in full stride along with Larkin. In comes Kane, crisscrossing with Larkin. DeBrincat's got his stick in the air waiting for a pass. Here it comes. DeBrincat shoots, and it's the side of the net. You could see that from 40 feet away. DeBrincat centers it. Larkin fires, put that high and wide. Hanifin back with it. Oh, slap pass in front, trying to find DeBrincat. The puck still loose. Janelle tries to fall on the puck. It's still between his legs. And Larkin picks it free. Back it goes to Fox. Spins and shoots. Tipped wide by DeBrincat. Now Kane throws it back in, and DeBrincat couldn't reach that. Fox back across. Larkin shoots. Loose puck in front. They score. Patrick Kane. Only a matter of time. It's 5-0 USA.
All those great chances, and it's an ugly rebound for Kane to shovel into the net. Some really cool things on that shift to watch. And when Kane and DeBrincat went over the blue line, they both fall into what they do best. Kane is looking for a lane. He's looking for the pass. DeBrincat is now finding where the area is that he can shoot the puck. It worked perfectly. DeBrincat's shot was stopped, however. They worked the puck around, and Larkin's shot off the Adam Fox pass is mishandled by Ylonen. Oh, it hits him right in the glove. He misses it. And there's Kane with enough strength on the stick to shovel it into the open cage. The U.S. has a couple of goals here late in the second period for a 5-0 lead.
Little smile from Kane, who was shaking his head a few minutes ago on the bench. The new stick must have done it.
New stick, changed the luck, changed the tape, something, and it's amazing how you feel that it's a little different. Kane makes it 5-0.
Yeah, the hands are the same, though. That's
hands are the same, the head's the same. But you'd be surprised how often you think it's something else when you're sitting there with no goals and you keep shoveling it into the goalie's pads.
This is Kane's 19th game for Team USA at the World Hockey Championship. He has 33 points. On ahead now by Leclerc. And Leclerc shoots. Demko knocks that away. And Wolanin has it back for Team USA. Ahead to Kreider. Drops it off to Eichel. In comes Jack Eichel. Centering pass for Gaudreau. That misfired. We're a goal away from a really tough trivia question.
You're salivating on this.
Yeah, I put a lot of thought into this one. Fails shoots, that's blocked. Picked up by Ryan. He finds Glendenning.
I think we should have to pick the U.S. player that makes it 6-0.
Petrano drops it back to Fox. He comes in and shoots. That's blocked by Claro.
I think that should be part of the trivia game.
What's that?
Whoever scores the 6th goal of the spread, you've got to predict it too. Otherwise, you don't just you've been sitting there studying on the between and the intermission here, trying to come up with this question. This is not. I don't feel like I've had equal preparation for this.
Who said life was fair?
Good point.
Jack Hughes tries to center it. Backhand shot by Keller was off the mask of Ylonen. Keller swings back and drops it off. Here's Quinn Hughes. Back to Keller. Long shot knocked away by Ylonen. Inside 2 to go here in the second period. And the bouncing puck goes back to Quinn Hughes. He lost it. In comes Reklo. Backhand shot stopped in tight by Demko. Play continues here as the puck dropped. Demko has lost his goal stick now. That was odd. And now Trail moves in. The play was called at the U.S. line. 5-0. Team USA leads. French have had their chances here in the second period, but still blanked it down 5-0 to Team USA. Kane feeds it across to the Brinket. Back for Quinn Hughes. And behind the goal, picked up by Ritz. Goes across for Shakashvili. Perret lost it. And now Ritz has it back. Bertrand. Up ahead for Perret. And a minute to go now in the second period. Shea. Up for Larkin. Back for Kane. And the U.S. making a change. Here is Kane. Just plays keep away and plays it back in deep for Larkin. Martinez stays there with Leclerc, and Leclerc peels back for Berton. Back to Leclerc, tied up by Martinez. Shots are 28-16 in favor of the United States, which is 9-1 all time against France. The French win came in the 1998 World Championship.
Dylan Larkin's laboring over on the U.S. bench. When his last shift ended, he got up and slammed his stick against the boards and struggling a little bit on the bench. He's not very happy with the way that he went down. He's going to get tied up right here. Kind of an awkward fall. He's going to get up and slam the boards. Yep. You see Corey Schneider getting his glove up just in case.
5-0, the U.S. leads after 40 minutes here on day 3 of the 2019 World Championship.
USA 14. In Breslau, the score between So your teams need the support, and you can make it with the Atlantico. Your hands right now. Come on, everybody, clap your hands. Put your hands in the air. Wanna hear you.
Been a busy afternoon for French goaltender Sebastian Ylonen. As Patrick Kane and company have put 5 by him. The French will play again against Germany on Tuesday, then face Canada. French made the quarterfinals in 2014 of the World Championship. The only time they've done that in this 12-year run in the top division. They spent some time, a few years, in what we would call the 3rd division of the World Championship levels, 2 below this.
Which is where Great Britain came from
Yeah,
a short while ago.
2 years ago, Great Britain was in Division 1B, they call it. Then there's Division 1A, and now Division 1. There's also Division 3. They had their World Championship in South Africa this year. With Mexico, countries like that playing. I think Romania was there. You forget, though, when people talk about the IIHF rules, they run a lot of competitions as DeBrincat shoots. Another chance there for Kreider, moves in and scores. DeBrincat got flat in front. Kreider put the puck right by his ear.
I wonder if they'll take a look at this. As Larkin, who was injured at the end of the second period, he had a discussion with the official when he came out to start this period, and he gets pasted in front of the net. Ylonen sitting there without his goal mask on. Larkin, good work to get to the puck. No, I don't think that's going to count. I mean, if they decide to review it or challenge it, and Larkin spills right on top of the goaltender here.
Now, was he pushed in by Saakashvili? Becomes part of the question.
It doesn't look like anybody's going to review it or challenge it, so.
It's a 6-0 lead, and so, you know what that means? Trivia time.
Yeah, there we go.
You ready?
Sure. I'm ready to not get it right.
No, I think you might get this one. It's a bit of a, let's see.
It's a bit of a what?
It's a bit tricky. Who is the all-time leader in NHL goals scored by a player born in France? That was not an encouraging sign. Clairot centers it, and Bozon has that block. And now Jack Eichel back the other way with the French changing. Eichel shoots, and Ylonen knocks that away.
I'm working at it. Obviously, we've got somebody who was born in France, moved to Canada.
Yes, that's correct.
Now he could have moved to Canada at 7 days old, which would make this somewhat of a complication.
I think 2.
Yeah, right. Okay, give me a team.
Played for Winnipeg and St. Louis primarily. Coached in the NHL.
Was it the other Ron Wilson?
No. No, but good guess though. Ron Wilson, the NHL head coach, played in France for a long time. As Hughes moves in and shoots, that's kicked away.
Do we have a position? Well, he's a forward.
Yeah.
I get enough hints here. He'll just give me his initials.
We can just work the initial.
Paul McLean.
Yes. There you go. Paul McLean, born in France.
Now, were you going to give me the initials soon?
No.
Well, I think that's only sporting.
It's easy. It's got to be a little challenging, doesn't it?
Well, that's more than a little challenging, wouldn't you think? Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it's good though, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, he moved there at 2. I mean, like that's you got to really squeak in. The Winnipeg part helped out a little bit there. The Winnipeg St. Louis.
There's Danny Heatley, born in Germany.
His brother still plays over there. His
Yeah.
dad Murray played in Germany a long time.
My favorite was Robin Regier, born in Brazil. Here's Vetrano with it. Frank Vetrano moves in, it rolls off his stick. And now Wolanin shoots, that's blocked. We've got a number of players we'll see for Great Britain tonight who were born in Canada but have a parent or grandparent who's from Great Britain qualify for a passport. And if you haven't played for another country previously, you qualify to play in the World Championship. The Granny Factory, they call it.
I don't know why, but listening to some of the players talk and hearing their accents sounds so strange around the hockey arena.
You know.
I mean, it's different. You hear somebody with a Russian accent or a Czech accent or what have you, but that just sounded strange to me.
Texier put that through the feet of Heckerfeld. Here's Taylor with it. Back to Gallet, shoots, and Demko knocks that away. We'll have a boisterous fan section here tonight. It's a big moment for Great Britain to be in the World Championship top level for the first time since '94. We got a penalty out of Larkin.
Well, Larkin's not happy.
He's hot at Texier.
There's the penalty on Larkin as he just buries Texier in front of the net. Texier was involved, or rather it was right at the end of the second period when Leclerc got tied up with Larkin. Then he had this conversation with the official. Then he gets spilled onto his backside, and it's an assist and a painful one, and now he's in the box for a couple of minutes. It's the French first power play.
Breck shoots, he fired that wide, and the puck comes back out.
France had 2 power play goals in their 5-4 shootout loss to Denmark. Bertrand, who's had a couple of really good chances, and Clairot had them.
And again, the French had a 4-2 lead early in the third period on Denmark, lost that game 5-4 in a shootout. Heckerfeld, long shot, kicked away by Demko. A little different for the Danes without Frederick Anderson in goal. And we mentioned the French, minus the likes of Antoine Roussel, Pierre-Edouard Bellemare, both not available due to injury. Bozon moves in and shoots. That was blocked, and now Bozon has it back. Minute to go on the French power play. And here's Bozon. Throws it rink wide for Reck. And here's Heckerfeld with it. Back to Bozon. Lays it down to Clairot. Bozon, by the way, had more ice time than any French skater in that first game against Denmark. Little back pass by Bertrand. That was knocked away by Colin White. Reck down to Bertrand. 30 seconds to go in the power play. Rink wide to Heckerfeld. Back across. Reck shoots, and Demko makes a good stop there. Bozon back with it. Clairot to Bozon. And now Bertrand swings free. Ekafev in the final second of the power play. Long wrist shot that deflected down. Demko down. They battle away for it. They score! Looked like Resch got the last touch. Bertrand was in there. The U.S. arguing Demko's got no stick. A train wreck in front of the U.S. goal. That's 1 second after the power play expired. We'll see if Clairot or Resch got the last touch. And if the U.S. decides to challenge it.
A long wrist shot from Hekafoil through the traffic. Demko has it here, but does he really have control of it? No, apparently not. I think that's Clairot.
Yeah.
But Hekafoil's shot is going to get boxed around right in front of the net. The puck is never really covered. Jeff Blashill is challenged at this tournament before. And they're into the box and they're looking at it again.
I'm not sure this is a coach's challenge
No.
or a review. This is just a review. We saw this yesterday where this is being reviewed, and then you could see a challenge from Team USA.
Let's hope not. Yesterday's challenge review took about 7.5 minutes. Here's the long shot.
A couple of things here.
There could be goalie interference. Is he in the blue paint? Is the puck covered?
Did they push the goalie in?
This will be a better look at it. Well, Clairot is, that might be the problem right there, is when Suter pushes Clairot out of the way, as he spins, his stick hits Demko in the blocker. You see Demko immediately turn to the official and say, like, what's going on here?
Right.
I think the U.S. might have a case here. Oh, it would be Rek's goal. He touched it last, but this is the whole point of contention right there. There's lots for them to try and go through. So he's outside the blue, he's fine. Still fine.
Right there.
That's gonna be the problem, if there is one. And you'll see Bertrand chip it, and then it goes off the stick of Rek. Now it's just how many views they're going to take of it, how many looks, what the discussion it becomes, and can they come up with some clarity. Remember, the call on the ice is a goal.
So now Rene Jensen, the linesman, explains to Blashill what's being reviewed, and we might see a coach's challenge after this review.
Just see
Blashill said, I have no idea, he said.
No idea. Now, if they felt that Demko couldn't play his position, then that would be the goalie interference.
The referees are Max Sidorenko from Belarus and Tobias Bjork from Sweden. Okay, so we'll get the call, and we might see another challenge here if the goal stands. Here's Bjork with the call.
After review, the call on the ice stands. We have a good goal.
Okay, so now Blashill's going to challenge it.
Yeah, he's got his hand up. So Blashill wants to talk to the official, find out what exactly they looked at. He just said, what were we reviewing?
Blashill said, can I challenge goalie interference?
It's good to know goalie interference is a quagmire on both sides of the ocean.
Yeah, it's universal.
The goal will stand, and it's 6-1.
It will be Anthony Resch who gets the goal. It really has become a solution that's almost worse than the problem in a lot of ways. Shea fires that in. And back at the line is Noah Hannafin. Back across for Shea. Shoots. That was blocked. Eichel spins and fires. Ylonen makes the stop. Falls back. It's right at his feet. And Bjork blows the play dead. 6-1. The United States leads here in the third period.
In Bratislava, the score between Russia and Austria is 5-0. Bratislava je strašné potiaľ medzi Ruskom a Rakúskom 5-0.
Anthony Reck has scored for France in a 6-1 game in Bratislava. Russia has opened up a 5-0 lead on Austria. Dadonov has his second of the game, and Kovalchuk has scored in the third period.
Must have been all that skill work he did in Los Angeles at the end of the year when he wasn't playing.
There was a lot of unhappiness on both sides of the...
Yes, there was.
He was voted the MVP of the Olympic tournament.
Almost immediately did not work out in Los Angeles. 2 years left on his contract, and a new coach in Todd McClellan.
Hannafin a lead pass, trying to find Van Riemsdyk for another breakaway. And Gallet has it back now for the French. The U.S. has Finland Monday, Great Britain Wednesday, then Denmark, Germany, and wraps up the round robin against Canada a week from Tuesday. Top 4 teams in each of the 2 groups advance to the quarterfinals. A tweak this year to the format. It used to be that there was a bracket set up in the medal round, but now the top remaining team will play the bottom remaining team in the rankings in the semis. Off the draw, Ylonen knocks that away. Quinn Hughes holds the line, feeds that ahead. That's knocked down by Hugo Gallet. DeBrincat drops it back to Shea, feeds it back for DeBrincat, whose pass misfired for Larkin. And DeBrincat back with it. Bounces that down, and Ylonen will pounce on that.
The U.S. has had this game in control pretty much the entire afternoon. The early power play goal by Alex DeBrincat, and Vatrano just a couple of minutes later, or a minute and a half later. 20 seconds later, it was DeBrincat again, and this was over. 6-1 U.S. as they comfortably lead. Just over 11 minutes left.
Next up here, Denmark will play Germany, and then tonight Canada takes on Great Britain. And you and I can have a fun-filled conversation about why it's England in cricket rugby and soccer, but Great Britain here and at the Olympics.
Oh, that's right up your alley. You'll have the answer for that. I mean, that's part of the useless information storage bin that you have.
Oh, okay.
Well, we all have one.
Yeah.
We all have a storage bin of stuff.
Yours is all your goals.
That's not useless. That's stuff I actually did. So, if you want, I can go through a couple of them, but we'll maybe save that for later.
What was your best one at the World Championship?
My best goal?
Yeah.
Shootout.
Oh, yeah.
We were in a shootout to get to the semifinals against the Czechs. The Czechs were in the finals. We were playing Russia. And the Russians scored their first shot against Curtis Joseph. We missed our first 4. They missed their last 4, and I was the last guy.
Wow.
And as I was going over the boards to shoot, Marty Brodeur was our backup goalie, and he said, I don't think your backhand deep can work against Trefilov. But that's the only move I had. So that was really not what I was hoping to hear when I went out there. And I went out and backhand deep, 5-hole, scored, and then they scored. Paul Correa scored, they missed, and Yannick Perreault scored,
Right.
and we went to the finals. And we lost with 14 or 15 seconds left to the Czechs. Roman Turek was their goalie.
So, was that the first time you'd been in a shootout?
Yeah, well, I'd never been in one before.
Yeah. So,
Pretty nervous. Especially when you see the guys in front of you that aren't scoring, and you're like, okay, you're trying to read the goalie. We didn't know. It was different back then. You didn't know anything about
Right.
these guys. I hadn't seen Andrei Trefilov before. I don't know, they all looked the same to me, and I was kind of hoping for, well, I was actually hoping nobody said anything, but when I went over the boards, and Tom Rennie, who's the head of Hockey Canada, was our coach, and when Brodeur said, I don't think that move can work, I'm going out to the blue line thinking, well, I don't really have a B move, so.
what'd you say to Marty afterwards?
Nothing. I was so happy. I was so happy. Yeah, we had a pretty good goaltending duel
I was
there.
going to say, if Marty Brodeur was the backup, so Curtis Joseph was your starter. Yeah.
And
Pretty good one, too.
we were in. We had a good team, and that would have been Canada's first gold medal since the '61 Trail Smoke Eaters.
Right, you're from Trail.
And so that meant quite a lot, and for a lot of reasons. And that streak was broken in 1994 when Canada won.
In Milan. Bozon, ahead for Clairot. Valentin Clairot from Saint-Pierre-Miquelon, a French principality off the coast of Newfoundland.
Oh,
Good save there by Demko on Fleury. Another chance. And Bozon turned away by Demko. French had an early barrage of scoring chances in the second period. And now Fleury back with it. Spins and shoots. It's off the stick of Olanen. And Fleury knocks down that clearing attempt from Hannafin. Shoots and fired that wide. Shaka's shot was off Hannafin. Up and out of play. 9:44 to go here in the third period. The U.S. leads France 6-1.
Our best commentators now in sector B14, and we can try maybe the last one, Mexico away. Come on, Mexico, show us like to start the Mexican way.
Back here in Kosice. Day 3 of the 2019 World Hockey Championship. And Bertrand throws that back to center ice. The United States with a 4-1 loss to Slovakia in its opener on Friday night in front of a boisterous home crowd. Now Glendening comes back in for Team USA. Saakashvili falls. And second attempt knocked down by Ritz. Bertrand picks up a loose puck. Fox. Brinket plays it around. I don't know that I've ever seen a counterclockwise wave before.
Nope. It's just like at the start of practice. The guys get on the ice, you go the same way all the
Everyone
time.
skates counterclockwise.
If we ever went the other way, there would be a massive pileup. Because it's amazing how you don't think.
So is it because, I guess, a right over left crossover is a little easier? Is that?
No, I don't know. It's because the guys in front of you get out there and go that way.
I've always told coaches, go clockwise once. Like your team will be completely off.
No, we honestly, you just get out there and start, and nobody has given it any thought.
Brinket rattles that high off the glass. And now icing called against the French.
The French keep ticking away here, and they have one goal in this period. They've had some good chances, as you mentioned, in the second period. And
for the French, the key games now after the shootout loss to Denmark, the game against Germany on Tuesday, and Slovakia later in the week.
And Great Britain.
Yeah.
Well, and you know everybody's looking at Great Britain as though those are the 3 points we have to have.
Right. Anyone doesn't get 3 against Great Britain.
And they have a good goalie.
Yeah.
They kept the game close against Germany right until the last minute of the second period when it was 0-0. The game was tied 1-1. The challenge for Great Britain, of course, will be, and we saw it a little bit with South Korea, who did so well in the Olympics, but that was 3 games. And they were playing on so much emotion. In the middle of this tournament, you just run out of gas. You don't have enough talent, you don't have enough depth, and the other teams do.
Loose puck goes to Eichel, moves around Janil. And now Eichel throws that rink wide, jumping in his Kreider, drops it back. Johnny Gaudreau centers it, it's knocked away by Janil. Texier, who's had a target on his back. Larkin went after him, and Kreider just gave him a whack there.
Well, when you don't know many of the players, and Texier's name is one they would know from the NHL, from North America, then he's going to be the guy that's going to get the most attention. When we talked earlier about John Tavares gone from Canada's lineup and Canada having to replace him. I just think for the French, they lose 3 or 4 players. Where are you going to replace them from?
Right.
Stefan DaCosta still is a productive player for them. Antoine Roussel's not here. Johan Abitu is not here.
Belmar.
Pierre-Edouard Bellemare. That's a big chunk of what would be the core of their team. Gaudreau just offside on the long lead pass. He didn't have any shots in the first game. I think he's been much better here in the second one. Doesn't matter where you are, though. If you're supposed to score and you don't, it weighs like a rock on your back. He wants to score. I can guarantee it.
Gallet lost the puck to Martinez. He finds Jack Hughes. In comes Jack Hughes, a quick shot, and Ylonen makes the stop. We saw Jack Hughes at practice the other day, the day before their first game. Step on the ice, take a puck, and snap it right over the shoulder of Corey Schneider. Schneider kind of looked like, okay, he's good.
Well, he might have also thought we're still warming up.
Good point. Bertrand winds his way in. Trying to center it. Bertrand gets it back. Bounces by Janil. Now Vetrano comes away for it. Vetrano with White. Frank Vetrano moves in, holds, shoots. The owner makes a stop. Rebound, score. Colin White from his backside pokes that home.
What a nice play by White to hang on to this play. I don't know how well he knows Frank Vetrano, but when they're going down the ice, his best chance is the rebound because Vetrano's going to shoot it. So Vetrano's going to drag it around the defenseman. Watch Vetrano almost lose his balance too. Right when he pulls it, he shoots it. Now White's going to fall down here. He's between his legs. An athletic play by Colin White to get to the rebound. Vetrano's leaning on his stick for balance. Look at that, what a great play by Colin White. Gorgeous play, knocks it out of the air, flips it between his legs and over Ylonen, and it's 7-1.
Even better than we thought. Quinn Hughes kicks that ahead. And White back with it. 14 goals on the year for White in Ottawa. With some time late in the year to injury. Part of that young core that Ottawa hopes to build around at the age of 22. Brady Tkachuk.
Thomas Chabot.
Yeah, Chabot here for Canada as well. And now Quinn Hughes has a look. Off the bench comes Kane in full stride. Hughes gives him the puck. And Kane got poke checked there by Didio Balsamo. And Kane drops it back. Quinn Hughes shoots. He fired that wide. By the way, a final in Bratislava. 5-0. Russia beat Austria, so the Russians go to 2-0. Nicely called against the French.
Colin White, you mentioned 14 goals this year. A nice play taking the Quinn Hughes pass and an even better play through the feet on the rebound. And he's got a pair today. DeBrinket's got a pair. Vetrano, White, and Kreider have the other ones for the United States.
White was a gold medalist for Team USA in the 2017 World Junior Championship. Had 7 goals in 7 games, including a key one in the gold medal game against Canada. Came back from 2 goals down twice in that game.
When he was at the development team and then went on to Boston College, studied a lot of Patrice Bergeron. He's a huge fan of the way Bergeron plays. They had all kinds of video clips that they would go through, and in particular at the development program, and pretty good guy to pattern your game after.
Shea goes back, and again icing called against France.
I think Bergeron, 2nd round pick, never played a day in the American League. Made the team as an 18-year-old.
And then, in the greatest oddity in IIHF history, won a World Championship gold medal before he won a World Junior gold medal. Won the World Championship with Canada in 04, then won the World Junior in 05 in the lockout year.
Just shovel him over to right wing on the Crosby line. That would have worked all right.
Yeah, Crosby, Perry, Bergeron was the forward line for Canada in Grand Forks that year.
And Bergeron he just does everything right.
Now Gaudreau with a steal. Drops it back to Eichel. What a play there. Eichel drops it back, and a hard shot by Kreider is stopped by Ylonen. Shots are 38-24 in favor of the United States. 4 to go here in the 3rd period. Long shot by Fox goes wide. Here's Shea with it. Around to Eichel. Eichel pulls that free. Drops it back to Fox. In comes Adam Fox. Holds. Throws it back in the slot for Gaudreau. Shoots, and that goes just wide. And Albion rattles that around the glass. Fleury had to hop off there. A sloppy change by the French, and the face-off back in their zone after another icing.
Slick work by Kreider, Gaudreau, and Eichel all around the net, and they aren't able to finish. I would say, Gordon, one thing underrated here today is with the 7 goals is Thatcher Demko's been really good. He's had some chances where he's really had to deal with some difficult opportunities. I've liked his game. The goal that went in was a chaotic one around the front of the net, but he's been very good.
Wolanin, long wrist shot, that was blocked in front. And now Gallet falls in the corner, along with Jack Hughes. Manovion, rink wide for Treya. Drops it off to Claro. In comes Jack Hughes with it. Chance in front for Van Riemsdyk. Puck still loose. And Ylonen pounces on that. 7-1, the United States leads here late in the third period. Still to come here today in Košice, we'll have Denmark and Germany, followed by Great Britain and Canada. In Bratislava, Italy plays Sweden, and Latvia will take on Switzerland. As Ylonen pounces on that loose puck. What's the over-under on the Russia-Italy game on Wednesday? Oh, look out.
Glendenning's been in the middle of it a few times.
And now White got a glove up and gave Texier a shot.
Well, that's pretty good work right there. If you can get your fingers in between the visor and the helmet, you control the scrum.
Leverage is everything.
There's Texier, who you mentioned earlier, has been in the middle of it a little bit. He gets a cross check from White, then he's going to turn around, and everybody seems to know who he is, and he's probably like, man, I'm 19, what's going on, 20 years old here.
I got to, because Saakashvili got tied up with Colin White earlier, and White was frustrated. I wonder if he got 62 and 63 mixed up. Maybe the Americans are mad at the wrong guy. White's going to go off.
Vetrano's already in there. Somebody's got to be going for France. Play is eventually frozen. First little clear out is by Saakashvili. Then Texier's getting it from all sides here. Linesman trying to separate Texier and Glendenning.
After all that, that's when the penalty was called. You saw the arm come out. So Bozon's on the tail end of this, and he ends up with a roughing penalty.
36 and 72, both roughing.
So a pair of roughing minors handed out each way.
I think so. Texier is going to have to wander back over here.
We've said before that sometimes French games can be chippy, normally when Antoine Roussel is around, but we've seen others for France that can be a little on the edge. Manovion, the defenseman, and they'll mix it up. I think Kane says, I was hoping we were getting a power play. Tobias Bjork, the official he's talking to, is one of the most veteran IIHF officials. All right, so it remains 5-on-5 here as we wind down the third period. John Abbott and Dave Tomlinson will have the call of the Denmark-Germany game coming up. And Kane swings back. Quinn Hughes moves away from Perret and rings that around. Kane spins off Ritz. And now Perret up at the Heckerfeld. Bertrand spins and fires that wide. A 7-1 U.S. lead. It's 3-0 after one. 5-0 after two. Centering pass for Larkin just missed. And Thierry has it back at the line, held by Wolanin. Feeds it down to Kane. The Brink is looking for a hat trick this afternoon. And the pass missed Wolanin. German fans are already winding their way into the building. Eichel works in, drops it back to Wolanin. Across to Fox, has a look, shoots. And Ylonen makes the stop, and now a late bump from Kreider. That draws a crowd. And Kreider grabs a hold of Valier.
Kreider's on the backside here. He's just much too strong for Valier. Kreider, who goes at about 220, Valier about 180. Kreider just shoves him right over top of the goaltender. Kreider scored in the early part of the third period, his first of the tournament. After one goal in the opener, the 7 will feel much better for Jeff Blashill here in game 2.
Right. And next up, Finland on Monday. Will be a much tougher test and a much more difficult time to score. Wolanin's shot was blocked in front as we wind down the final minute here of the third period. Demko out to play it. This makes 24 French shots. The shots are 42-24 USA. Now a long lead pass for Rek, trying to knock that down. And look at Demko way out to play it. No provision of where goaltenders can play the puck here, and he ranged way out to knock it ahead. Lead pass for Jack Hughes. And Wolanin swings back for the puck. And Team USA will even its record at 1-1 in the tournament. France falls to 0-1-1, a regulation and shootout loss. So left to Brinkett scores twice. And the United States wins in the first of 3 here in Košice on this Sunday. And we'll stay for the Player of the Game presentations and the Star Spangled Banner.
Patrick Demko was really good in goal, 23 stops. You mentioned the 2 goals for DeBrincat, a couple for Colin White, including a beautiful one between his legs. Pretty comfortable U.S. win.
For a team highly touted coming in, the United States got a lot of good players. The hope is to win more than a bronze medal, something they've done 3 times in the last 14 years. Their only gold in an actual world championship came in 1933. Their Olympic wins in 1960 and 1980 used to count as world championship wins because there was no world championship in Olympic years. the player of the game for France, playing in his 13th World Championship. The 21-year-old from Farmington Hills, Michigan, is the player of the game for the United States. The U.S. ambassador to Slovakia presents him with the prize.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of the United States of America. It was a great game between the United States of America and France, and the final score is 71 for the United States of America. So I hope you enjoyed this game, and I got an invitation for you because this is only the first game of the day. At 16:15, this is Denmark against Germany, and then at 20:15 is Great Britain against Canada. So I hope you enjoyed, and you can try, for example, Fansel, only 800 meters from arena is official Fansel of IIHF World Championship. So please, now you can leave the arena and see you on next games. Thank you and goodbye.
Another unfortunate loss today here to Team USA. What did they do so well to make things difficult?
I think they're really fast and they play well with the puck. So yeah, we had a bad start too. We just look at him, so it was tough. But yeah, we need to be better. Like in a D zone, we can do like some turnovers and give some good chance to big teams. So yeah, we need to work on that for the next games.
You do manage to find the back of the net if there was a lone positive from this game. Was there any anxiety knowing that the play was under review?
No, we just try to play hard and to work hard. Like we know before the game it will be a really tough game, and we just want to stay like a team and doing well. So yeah, we will see. We have 5 more games and we need to take some points.
Back-to-back games in less than 24 hours. How much is this group looking forward to a day off to really decompress?
I think it will be good tomorrow. Yeah, maybe tired, and it was a tough game yesterday too, like with a tough lose. So, but it's the same stuff for every team, so it's not an excuse.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
After game 1, head coach Jeff Blashill said he wanted to see a response out of this group. Was today an accurate response?
Yeah, I think we played the right way through the whole 60 minutes. You know, sometimes when you play a team with not much NHL experience, you can kind of, you know, play down at their level, try to play the way they're playing. But I think we played our game throughout the whole 60, and we capitalized on our chances.
To say you had a career year in Florida would be an understatement, and now seeing that success carry over here to the World Championships, what was the biggest change in your game?
I think in just you know, in the NHL you gotta bring it every single night. You know, for me, I'm scoring goals and trying to get points as much as possible, but it's not going to happen every night in a league like that. So for me, it was making sure I was playing well defensively and doing everything I can to stay in the lineup and to be good in all 3 areas of the ice. And I think that's what I did this year, and that's the mentality I had.
Right now, the team to beat is Team Finland. You'll go head-to-head against them on Monday. What do you know about that roster?
Yeah, usually they bring a bunch of NHLers. I think they only maybe have one that has some NHL experience, so actually a teammate of mine. So, you know, they're a team that works hard. You know, we're going to have to bring our very best. It's going to be a similar game like Slovakia, so we got to make sure that we're playing with the lead and not chasing it.
Thank you. Congrats on that.
Thank you.